And with that, the 2025 season comes to an end. Good night.
Poetry is as old as creation itself. When you look around, everything has poetry in it. You yourself are a poem. You're the poem that didn't make it to paper. You made it to life. And so if that is correct for poetry, then it's safe to say that it is the language of the soul. And you will not be lost in dialogue. And so it makes it the most potent tool to use in simplifying the complex issues that we want people to understand, especially when it comes to taking accountability and acting for a better world. And so this is what I would say that is the role of poetry in today's world.
It's dear to my heart because
this poem to celebrate you, and also shout out to all the 100 round of applause for yourselves. Have you heard of our very own late Laboyani? Don't waste the future. Thank you very much.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to start by saying that one of my favorite books is Good Girls Never Get the Corner Office. Mr. Speaker, this is in response to what you are telling me earlier in the morning when you are urging me to be a good example to the girls, the younger ones who are doing their first term. Mr. Speaker, if they are good girls, they'll never get corner office. Be as bad as Millie Odiabo, you will be the mother of this house. I am a bad girl, and as a bad girl, I'm here serving my 4th term. So do not be cheated like the African culture where you are told have decorum, dress nicely, be kind, be nice. I'm telling you, you will go nowhere. Be a bad girl like me and you'll get somewhere.
Through My Voice has been founded and is led by an internationally renowned and award-winning Nigerian poet, Alhanislams. And Ominira, which actually means freedom in Yoruba, has been written by Nigerian poet and activist Falade Kolawale. Ominira is a poem that journeys into the lives of people affected by entities in Yoruba-speaking communities. This poem is a call to action that blends traditional Yoruba proverbs and chants and modern appeals for global solidarity, scientific innovation, and grassroots efforts.
My people perish because of lack of knowledge, and the children inherit their ignorance like a family hell. Bodies surrendered to fate. We became prisoners of circumstances.
But you see, when we talk about building the future of Nigeria, it's to conjure up the ghost of a warrior, an Iroka tree that stood tall in the forest, survived the axe, with broken branches that answers questions of vulnerability, with fallen dried leaves, creating a pathway leading to my heart, me, a citizen of a country whose hope lingers like the life of an antelope who wakes up every morning with its heart beating out its chest because it knows there's a cheetah out there it must outrun.
One of the most powerful forces in life is consistency. Being able to do something in repetition over and over and over again. That's how you start big movement. That's how you get big results. That's how you build a body. That's how you build a business, is consistency.
She wakes before the sun, feet heavy with the weight of a future. She has not been given permission.
Haven't we learned yet, Nigeria?
Haven't we learnt yet, oh my beloved country? Haven't we seen enough graves dug by hands, shaken in fury, in fear? And haven't we carried enough bodies, stiff and silent, wrapped in the weight of injustice? See, I was 4 when crisis knocked at our door in Sabantesha, Kaduna State, when fire licked the edges of homes and men became beasts in broad daylight. We hid behind Baba Ifeanyi's wall, my grandmother reciting the Lord's Prayer, foreign words falling from her lips like borrowed salvation. That was what saved us that day, a name that did not belong to the hunted. And yet, decades later, the scent of burning still lingers in the air. Haven't we learned, Nigeria, that mobs are blind wolves, that justice when left to the streets wears the face of madness? Have we not read the stories carved into history's walls? Biafra's bones still cry beneath the earth, and Jos still trembles from old wounds, and Kaduna, Kaduna, still holds the echoes of children hiding beneath staircases. 5 is the rhythm of life, a number that speaks of balance like the pillars holding the sky and the roots deep in the earth. 5 is freedom, unbound by borders, rising by lifting others, the artist, the father, the man walking 2 worlds. Here in this moment, legacy is not just what you leave behind, but what you breathe into the future. And as the giant fell before the might of one, so does David rise. This is the legacy of 5, and he is active.
I'ma let down my hair, 'cause I lost my mind. B is back and I'm sleeping real good at night. The queen's in the front and the dom's in the back. Ain't taking no flicks, but the whole click snap. There's a whole lot of people in the house, trying to smoke with the yak in your mouth. Good at night. And we back outside. You said you outside, but you ain't that outside. Worldwide hoodie with the mask outside. And everybody, 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 yeah. If you don't seek it, you won't see it, that we all know. Can't break my soul. If you don't think it, you won't be it, that love ain't yours. Can't break my soul. Trying to fake it never makes it, that we all know. Can't break my soul. Can have the stress and I'll take less, I'll justify love. We go round in circles, searching for love. We go up and down, lost and found, searching for love. Looking for something that lives inside me.
Can I call you rose? 'Cause your thorns won't let blood into soothe. I was meditating on love and you and roses, and the universe told me, put it in a love song, yeah.
Come from a mother whose hands were magic, and she could fix anything broken. When tears were just a kiss, when hearts were just a hug. I come from a woman whose toil was grace. She blessed me with the little she had to make the most of me. So I come from a hero, after all.
That makes you a hero as well. It's been amazing speaking with you, Miriam Hassan Booker, storytelling consultant, father. My voice, I mean, your passion is I can hold it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
We need to go now, as much as I don't want to, but we have to end. But at this point, thank you so much for being a part of the show, and we hope that you're encouraged, you're motivated today by our lineup of guests.
Do you ever wonder what it's like? Losing what you cannot be without. I'll keep running.
I'm sharing all of this with you because over the years I have learned something. Treat your existence like the gift it is, even on days you're unsure of it and you are but a shadow of yourself. Another thing you do not know about tenacity is that it is the correct response to the question that the universe almost asks all of us. And what is that question? It is the gift of a dream or a vision. When you bring your tenacity to the table, the universe, God, rewards you with grace and favor. And one last thing that I wish to leave you with. Grace is the gift that God gives you, but discipline is a gift that you give yourself. And discipline is a component of tenacity. And if you aren't dogged, you can never be different in this world. Thank you very much.
Lord God, we've seen all your creation, and we know that all you've created is perfect. It's perfect, Lord. We know that everything you made are so detailed, Lord, and we know everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. You are amazing, God. You are amazing, God.
Ira wo gbagba mi jẹ́, mo rí gbaji wẹ́rẹ́. Ira wesi gba mi jẹ́, mo rí gwara woro. Ogiame so.
Lord God, we've seen all your creation, and we know that all you've created is perfect. It's perfect, Lord. We know that everything you made are so detailed, Lord, and we know everything is perfect. Everything is perfect. You are amazing, God. You are amazing, God.
Ira wo gbagba mi jẹ́, mo rí gbaji wẹ́rẹ́. Ira wesi gba mi jẹ́, mo rí gwara woro. Ogiame so.
These days, Africa is slowly becoming a land of locked doors and referral letters. A waiting room with no doctor in sight. Our best minds disappearing into the winds called doctors abroad, strangers at home. They say when the body is broken, it returns to the place where it first knew pain. And for too long, our bodies have been boarding planes carrying pain in suitcases, hope in fragile envelopes, searching healing in foreign tongues. We've flown faith across oceans, signed consent forms in accents that were never ours, watched loved ones become statistics in systems that never knew our story. I stand at the crossroads of indifference and urgency. where the forgotten weep in silence and the world turns away. There are wars we fight with fire and fury, and then there are the battles we abandon. Battles against shadows that creep under our skin, against afflictions that bear no headline and no primetime sorrow. Come closer. Let me tell you a story. There was a boy named Hassan. His feet swelled like the moontide, elephantiasis wrapping around his limbs like chains. And in the market they whispered, called him cursed. But the real curse was not the disease, it was the neglect. For Benway, and for the bodies we did not get to bury with names. The soil was never meant to swallow this many bodies. Benway, they call you the food basket. But what do we call a place that feeds the nation and the nation cannot feed its children's safety? Where yams should rise, smoke coils from a home. Where children once learned their letters, the chalkboards are now stained with silence and gunshots.
What do you think about people that show contempt for your kindness? Because I've been in that situation.
See, for people who show contempt for your kindness, be the sun that withholds the light from the hands that slap the dawn. And for those bold in their contempt, let them find comfort in their echo. You owe them no warmth, not when their hands carry frost and expect fire in return. See, your kindness is not a currency for those who come to bankrupt you. And you should not bleed for those who sip from your scar and call it wine. Let them call you distant. Let them call you cold. You'd rather be a glacier than a doormat. If disrespect is a flag that they proudly fly, then let your boundary be the wind that refuses to let it land.
Have you heard of our very own Bua? Tozona ka jilabari, Danga kasar mo Nigeria ya mag-ari. He didn't just build a factory, he built faith. Built a name that resounds across homes, and not just for what it sells, but for how it remembers. Partnerships, loyalty. In 10 years, from 2% market share to 28% market share. Do they say her place is in silence, the background? Do they ask why she needs to lead when her grandmother could not? But tell them, the difference between a woman who dreams and the one who is awake is freedom. Tell them, the woman who speaks can turn the tide with her words. Tell them, there is so much power out there, waiting to be claimed, but only those who break the mold are given wings. The great call has been made, but heavy. Like a weight that has gone unchecked, the structure weakens. Because every moment a girl is told to lower her gaze, to quiet her thoughts. And she wonders, what would my world look like without this ceiling?
These doors are always open. Thank you very much. I wish you the best success. Thank you.
Do they say her place is in silence, the background? Do they ask why she needs to lead when her grandmother could not? But tell them, the difference between a woman who dreams and the one who is awake is freedom. Tell them, the woman who speaks can turn the tide with her words. Tell them, there is so much power out there, waiting to be claimed, but only those who break the mold are given wings. The great call has been made, but heavy. Like a weight that has gone unchecked, the structure weakens. Because every moment a girl is told to lower her gaze, to quiet her thoughts. And she wonders, what would my world look like without this ceiling? And
I'm really proud, on behalf of the United Nations Secretary General, to introduce her on her first assignment as the United Nations' newest and youngest global advocate for peace and security. So I'd like you to join me in giving a warm welcome to our first ever United Nations Global Advocate for Peace, Mariam Bukar Hassan.
Peace is messy, like forgiveness. It does not arrive in parade flow. It actually comes crawling through broken windows when we finally agree that being right is not better than being whole. And when we talk about my role, my responsibility towards the role that I have been entrusted with, it is to speak peace into the bones of this world.
I don't know what I do. We make you love me so daddy. No be say I too sappy. Yeah. But you love me constantly. Yeah. I don't know where I for day. If not be you, then lead the way.
The federal government has pledged its support to the newly appointed United Nations Global Advocates for Peace, Mariam Hassan, in her bid to promote unity and peace across the globe. Vice President Kashim Shettima described the appointment of Mariam Hassan as well-deserved. She is a Nigerian spoken word artist and peace advocate who has emerged the first to hold the role across the UN's entire peace and security pillar. Speaking when the United Nations Global Advocates for Peace led her team on a courtesy visit to the presidential villa, VP Shettima noted that Ms. Hassan had been consistent in her peace advocacy, as represented in one of her videos that went viral, which has the title, "Violence Has No Religion." Earlier, leader of the delegation and the UN's first Global Advocate for Peace said her primary duty is to bring the message of peace to the world.
But what endeared her most to me was her devotion to peace building, for championing gender rights, maternal rights, and for daring to promote the cause of peace and unity in this country.
We're very pleased, to offer our letter containing the details of the terms of our engagement with you, and we're truly excited to embark on this journey together. So,
thank you very much.
Poetry might not change people, but it can change the hearts of people. And when the hearts of people are changed, then people can change the world. And the world might not change today, but it can change in our day if we dare to act.
Young people are at the front line of the struggle to build a better future. Through UN agencies, we are saying clearly, youth are not just beneficiaries. Youth are partners. Youth are leaders.
We are going to start as young people. You have to recognize that being overwhelmed doesn't mean that you cannot do it, or doesn't mean that you are a failure, because hope and despair can coexist. It is not linear. That is how life is.
Nigerian youth are already shaping peace in ways that matter. And globally, when you look at it, young people are leading reconciliation processes, like my friend Stephen Key, who works at the IMF, and my friend Layla, who also works as a lawyer in the US. But she vividly and every time she advocates for Sudan and Yemen and Gaza and every other place in the world that is facing conflict. Or like Leo, who is from New Zealand, but he's still in touch with what is going on in Africa. And he's a young person. And these are all young people that are 23, 24 years old. So if they can do it, there is no reason why you here in Nigeria can also not do it.
Members of the diplomatic corps, heads of UN agencies, fellow advocates, good afternoon. Thank you so much for having me. I believe that peace also asks us to speak in another language, which is the language of humanity. Because behind every pact, there are people. Behind every statistic, there is a story.
And behind every commitment that we sign, there are lives depending on whether we honor our words or not. For peace is not only a strategy, it is a story we must all learn to tell and live.
I am so thrilled to announce that Through My Voice has been chosen to be a part of the 2025 Africa Europe Foundation Youth Awards. I am so grateful for the recognition and excited to connect with other young changemakers on the road to Luanda 25.
I used to think that peace was a place, a final destination we arrive at after all wars have ended. But I have come to understand that peace is not a line we cross. It is a choice we make over and over and over again, especially when it is the hardest, especially when it feels far away. Peace is not a silence you force into people's mouths. It is not the absence of war, but the presence of understanding. Peace is a child learning to sleep again without flinching at the wind. It is a mother not having to choose between bread and dignity. It is a father not having to swallow his voice to feel like a man. Peace is messy, like forgiveness. It does not arrive in parade floats. Sometimes it comes crawling through broken windows when we finally agree that being right is not better than being whole.
African sister, you are a wonder, and I'm no understander.
Behind every pact, there are people. Behind every statistic, there is a story. And behind every commitment that we sign, there are lives depending on whether we honor our words or not.
But Africa is not a problem to solve. We know that Africa is unstoppable. And today, we know that we are the marketplace of tomorrow. So why trade our harvest straw only to pay against ransom for other lands?
There has to be a change in the structure where youths are also equipped with decision-making power and not just advisory roles.
I think that for me, when I got the designation, it was both a feeling of responsibility and of return. Of responsibility because now I have to translate suffering into action, and then of return because now I have to return to the places and the people that have taught me what the true cost of peace is.
It's your life that you're making. It ain't big enough if it doesn't scare the hell out of you. If it makes you nervous, Why save it for sleep when you could be living your day deep? 31 waiting tables. She has a voice of an angel. Out of money and power, she only sings. La, 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 la,
I think that first we need to recognize that youth-led initiatives and community-driven initiatives tend to be closer to the gaps, to the silences and the struggle. And when you look at like youth-led initiative, then they can bring to us innovation. And when you talk about community-driven initiatives, you can look at how they're able to provide immediate support. So when advocacy is rooted in lived experiences, you tend to see that their voices represent those lived experiences and not distant agendas. So it has the tendency to actually sustain the momentum way better. And so it's all about sort of empowering them in a way that the work that they're doing is scalable. So yeah, that's what I think, and that's how it can sustain the momentum, because it is closer to the gaps and the silences and the struggle.
And as you mentioned, storytelling has got a powerful way of bringing that message across. So I'm going to give you the stage. She's got a beautiful poem for us.
Thank you.
Masoyiya zan yabe ki da goge, farin wata kike dangin haske, mai kyau da kwalliya ga ki da hange, dubin yabo da kirari danke. Mata ku kauce ku bata hanya, tauraruwa ce take zuwa, giwar mata ce mai kwarjini ce, kyawunta ya kai kololuwa. Waza ya kai ki kuma waje fiki, sarauniya kike matar sarki, dole a biki diya mai kirki, zama da ke ba mai ciyaki. Wai ina kike ne soyayya, ina ne zan ganki ne soyayya, ai ne masoyinki ne soyayya, ba zan samu tamkar ki ba soyayya. Masoyiya zan yabe ki da goge, farin wata kike dangin haske, mai kyau da kwalliya ga ki da hange, dubin yabo da kirari danke. Mata ku kauce ku bata hanya, tauraruwa ce take zuwa, giwar mata ce mai kwarjini ce, kyawunta ya kai kololuwa. Waza ya kai ki kuma waje fiki, sarauniya kike matar sarki, dole a biki diya mai kirki, zama da ke ba mai ciyaki. Wai ina kike ne soyayya, ina ne zan ganki ne soyayya, ai ne masoyinki ne soyayya, ba zan samu tamkar ki ba soyayya.
As a global peace advocate, peace is not always the absence of conflict. To me, sometimes it is the presence of a circle that represents and restores dignity, a courtyard, a clearing, a space where truth can sit down and be heard. In several African languages, Egumeni speaks of such a place, a monastery, a courtyard where people come not to escape the world, but to face it with honesty, with memory, and with hope. In that spirit of peace, rooted in truth, in tradition, in transformation, I offer this poetic reflection.
Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Less than 1 minute old. I never thought through life we'd be.
Justice and peace
are never gifts bestowed upon us. They are struggles that we inherit, choices that we make, and victories that we must continually defend. From Soweto to Sudan, from Cape Town to Kigali, the spirit of Ubuntu runs through our struggles and our triumphs, reminding us that I am because you are.
Food should never be used as a weapon, as we have seen in other conflicts in the world, that social justice cannot exist in the absence of hunger.
I call him Orama. For 10 years he held Afrexim Bank like a river, carving channels through deserts, teaching nations to flow into each other's hands. Sir Benedict Orama leaves us a reminder carved into time itself that leadership is not about tenure, it is about testimony. And the testimony is this: he did not just count the years, he made the years count. Thank you, Sir Benedict Orama.
Isn't this how a nation bleeds? Sudan is not a headline. It is a body torn between two hands, pulling at its veins. It is a mother rocking her child in an empty clinic where medicine has turned to myth. War has made hunger a weapon, turned rivers into graveyards, and stitched silence across the mouths of the world. But how long can we scroll past the ashes of Khartoum? Pretend that famine is a season and not a sentence. Pretend that 10 million displaced souls are just figures and not 10 million unfinished poems. Sudan is not dying quietly. It is screaming through the dust, through the bones of Darfur, through the eyes of a child who draws tanks instead of trees. We say peace is urgent, but urgent is not a word. It is a mother burying her son before he learns his alphabet. It is a girl sold for a handful of grain. It is a hospital shelled while the world debates semantics.
أحبك في الله يا صديقي دعائي لك في صدري كل نفسي اللهم احفظ لي صديقي واجمعنا في جواري حبيبي في كل دعاء يذكرني وبه أشعر بالفرح والروح.
Before the world learned to count our struggles, there were women who brokered peace without recognition. Women who stitched ceasefires with lullabies, who patched wounds with prayers breathed into the wind, who carried nations on the backs of their hands long before the ink on paper promised them a seat at the table. They were the unnamed architects of harmony, the market women of Abba, who rose against injustice, the mothers of Liberia, who locked the warlords in rooms until peace was signed, the grandmothers of Rwanda, who rebuilt villages from silence, and the teachers in Afghanistan, who dared to open schools under threats, and the women in Sudan, who formed human chains to protect their neighbors. 25 years ago, the world said never again without women.
Wow, Mariam, thank you very much. You were speaking to hearts and minds.
Because peace is not easy. And so today, I speak peace into the bones of this world, into the rubble, into the rage, into the ruins. Because if war teaches us how to shatter, then peace must teach us how to stay soft, to stay human, to stay. Thank you very much.
From 811 local governments, only 41 women lead. Over 8,000 councillors, but only 604 are women. These margins are not minor, they are systemic. Imagine a country where policy carries a heartbeat, where the budget defends health, education, agriculture, rights, life, and dignity. This is not only about quotas. It is not a favor or a nice to have. This is the least we must do for our nation to fly with two wings. Women dominate the front lines. Teachers, nurses, midwives, but are not seen at the top line. They deliver the services but never shape the decisions. Oh, we counted them yet again.
We are telling tales of glory, of trans-Saharan trade routes etched in a long and vivid history, painted in fine indigo and scarlet pitch of Ofarmata's promise. Ai da yayyafi kogi kan cika, wannan sana'a ta zamo garkuwa, mai ci da uwa ba shi kukan suɗi, kwanin tamu ce, ko me yake cikin ɗan tsako shaho ya daɗe da zaninsa. We are telling tales of our heritage, laid upon dried twigs and water, like beauty and wonder, woven in the deftness of an ancient craft, of bent backs squatting over pits, tracing lineage in proud patterns, carving splendor and survival in a mix. We are telling tales of this heritage, this language of colors, and this burst in the bluish day of the northern sun.
Yesterday in southern Congo, the earth opened its mouth and swallowed more than 100 lives. Men who woke up with nothing but hope in their hands, digging through soil that has never returned their loyalty. Men who went searching for gold but found the kind of darkness that has no morning after. And in Kebbi, at dawn, 25 girls were taken from a school that should have been a sanctuary. School bags left open, books still on their desks, dreams held hostage in a forest they cannot name. Two tragedies, oceans apart yet painfully familiar.
When we are taught to name our dreams, we are told to choose something that reflects not where we are but where we're going. Before the blueprints, before the branches, there was breath. A man once exhaled a future so vast the sky had to rearrange itself to make room. He wasn't chasing the sun, he was asking it to pause, and somewhere between silence and signature an altitude was born. Not to escape the ground, but to prove that the sky was not reserved for the already crowned. They say Abraham called nations with his faith, that he called things that weren't as though they were. So when a man in Lagos chose the word zenith, he wasn't naming a business, he was naming a covenant. 35 years ago, in 1990, with 20 million naira, a man dared to imagine an African institution that will not only survive but define the standard. They now call him. But we know that he is the cartographer of confidence, because titles don't capture tenderness. They don't show the man who believed structure could serve the soul, who treated service like sculpture, chiseling away ego until only excellence remained. Women are the backbone, caring, providing, supporting. Imagine what more we could do if given a chance to contribute to decision making.
There is a line I often say, that peace is the silent triumph of fairness over fear. And this is what your work represents.
And today, on a day that the world sets aside for human rights, I find myself reaching for one of those stories because it refuses to stop knocking. It began in Sokoto with chaos, the kind that follows a girl who dares to speak, a child bright and becoming, who noticed a wrong that had grown roots in her community and did the most courageous thing a girl can do. She named it. She called harm by its real name. She held a mirror to the shadow adults had learned to ignore. She raised her voice, and that was the moment the world around her decided that she was a problem. Her name...
Call me energy cause I know what they want us. We step in a party, all balance, see body. On my G, stay low key, breathe. Take time easy on me, you got too much steez. If you give me body, I feel needy. Empty by powerful girl, I'm a villain. Take me as a prisoner. Since you stop for justice, I've been followed by you with binocular girl champion. Graceful echelon. Who's that girl? Who's that girl? What's poppin'? Bad girl, there's no stopping. What's coming? Feeling the energy, adrenaline rushing. Real talk, not real talk, they wanna know who's that girl? Guess you never heard of me, I'm popping out like confetti. Who's that girl? No, they clone me energy cause I know.
So before you type that comment, before you join the pile on, before you share that video meant to humiliate someone, ask yourself a simple question. If this was my sister, my daughter, my friend, will I still press send? Because the truth is, the people who cause harm are not monsters. They are ordinary people who have forgotten their empathy.